Hi, friends.
Yo.
Yo, what up? Lennon, are
Yay!
you awake?
Technically, but like I
What
think,
time is it there, dude?
Yeah, how you doing?
well, it's just turned 6 a.m. So it's not that bad, but it's pretty bad.
6 a.m.
Had a solid 3 hours sleep, feeling great right now, ready
Oh,
to go.
God.
Really pumped, super excited, happy to be here.
Listen, I've got to say, I've played D&D till 6 a.m. I don't know if I've ever gotten up for D&D to play 6 a.m.
We're about to find out if it's worth it.
Oh,
I'll let you know at the end if it was worth it.
that hurts.
It's understandable.
I think that was a stab at you, Stone. I'm just
It
saying.
was. It was.
Just you.
Just you.
It was.
Oh, man. So, where were we last time? At last I remembered, you guys had made your way down after the Archmagus. Palandria sent you on a quest to the catacombs of Castle Tendir. You had made it through. You had found a new faithful companion that Blitz had befriended, and you eventually named Quill,
That's
which
right.
was a set of armor, of magical armor that is now following you around. Let me see.
This is bringing you all back. I know the last session was intense because I'm looking at my notes, and you know what my notes say?
Nothing.
Pig almost killed me.
Oh, that's right.
Look, you tried to wake him up while he was asleep. What do you think's gonna
I
happen?
was like, the pig downed you. That's right.
That's my only note.
Hey, you better watch out. The pig's got a taste of human flesh now.
Brother
Be careful.
Cornelius is learned. I feel like that's not the first time though.
Yeah.
Nice
But
try.
Fancy Boy found the Queen's room, almost what looked like a ruined herbarium, and he found a orb, a pear that was sparkling and illuminated upon use. After which Quill guided you to the study and library of the dukes that would come into this castle, and you found a secret entrance down into the catacombs after moving ladders back and forth and clicking them into place because due to the king's names. And after which, Blitz decided to throw Frank down the hole.
That's where we ended, right?
Yeah, and that's where we ended. You are now in the catacombs, and what's fascinating is the lighting is coming off of torches that are illuminated with almost an ethereal fire. And Frank, as you look up from your position on the laying flat on the ground, you see before you what looks like to be a rotunda. It's a high domed ceiling, curved in an archway before you, and you see a dais of five statues with two placeholders for statues, two pedestals that are unfilled. And in this room, it's roughly 40 feet by 40 feet. And the statues are at the back of the room, Frank. And you see these torches all around the room illuminating it. In the middle, you see what looks like a wading pool, and you see it filled with a viscous liquid. And behind you, the statues are all in place with a palm stretched out forward. And you see, going in order, you see what looks like a male. The first statue is a male with long hair. The next is a female, and then two males, all in a similar pose. And from where you are, you can see a little bit of carving along the bottom edges of the dais that each one of them rests on. And you also see two hallways going left and right off of this room. And Quill walks up behind you and grabs the back of your shirt and pulls you up and puts you onto Bob.
On top of Bob. All right, cool. So has everyone else caught up yet at this point, or are they still?
They're still a little bit behind you, but they're making their way down the stairs.
Guys, there's lots of crazy shit. I'm too stupid for this.
Haha, I knew it! And then Fancy Boy just goes down the hall.
You guys.
So Fancy Boy, you burst in the hall. You see Quill letting go of Frank, and you then see Quill go up and kneel before the statues. But you also see this viscous waiting pool of liquid in front of you, and torches alight with almost an ethereal flame bursting off of them. And there are two hallways going left and right.
Okay. Can I Arcana check this liquid?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Ooh, that's not bad at all. 20. It's a dirty 20.
It's a dirty 20.
A dirty 20.
Unnatural.
Also, I have my Fancy Boy cup today with my bird feet. I'm theming my mugs for each game. I have too many games now, so I'm just theming my mugs for every game.
Awesome.
So, Fancy Boy, you go up, and as you stare into this liquid, it ripples back, and it's like, as you put a little up to your beak, it doesn't smell. It smells oily, but you can tell it's clearly magical, and you would know this from legend that it's what creates an ever-burning flame.
Ooh. I'll wait for everyone to get down there and then tell them that we should light it on fire. It smells like it should be fire.
I'll do it. Who's got a match? Anyone?
Well, I can set it on fire.
I won.
I got magic.
But
do you want me to set? How about this? I'll set something on fire for you, and then you can hold it down to the stuff. Will that make you feel better?
Chicken Man, that's the first good idea you've ever had. Do it.
I'll just take like the torch from my pack, or just like light it on, like use like a I think I have like, what do I have? I have like flame bolt or something. I can just go boop. I'll light it on fire, then just hand it to him.
So Brother Cornelius and Blitz, you get to the bottom of the stairwell and see Fancy Boy handing off a lit torch to Frank, who is standing over this pool of water or this viscous liquid that is before them.
Brother Cornelius holds out his hand, holding Blitz back. This is gonna be good.
Amen to that, brother.
Also, Fancy Boy backs up too, back to the other ones as he's holding the torch. Like,
by more, it says 3 steps back.
You ever had fresh bacon?
Not lately.
Bro. So Frank just throws that shit in.
So Frank
doesn't even think about it. Just goes, yeah. Woo.
He's just yelling like, "Get some!" and just like throws it in.
Fun. Let's do it.
So Frank, as you throw this torch of Fancy Boys into this liquid, it erupts almost as a volcano would be shooting out lava, but flame sings out of this pool and shoots as high as the ceiling, up 15 feet. And you feel almost your flesh is at this point is almost on fire itself. You get the smell of bacon coming off of Bob. And Fancy Boy and Brother Cornelius and Blitz, you see a wall of flame come rising out of the pool, and Frank literally about a half a foot away from it. The flame is so thick that it blocks your view of all but two of the statues behind it.
Huh.
But it is not, the flame is now not dissipating.
Okay. But we see two of the statues behind it.
Yep.
With their hands outstretched.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. The other three are still there. It's just that you can't see it throughout this essentially this volcano that Frank has managed to create.
See, I told you it was fire. Hooray!
Bit warmer than I was expecting.
Can I see if the hands or those two statues have either of those familial crests on them?
Are you going to walk around the flame to do it?
I am too scared, so I'm just going to squint.
Okay, so as you squint, you can see the one on the left side who has the long flowing hair. In his hand, his palm is outstretched towards the ceiling.
Okay.
But you don't see the crest on his hand, but it is on. You do see the crest on his tabard. That is on the sculpture.
Okay, perfect. One of us still has I still have the amulet. Is that the one that matches the amulet that I have?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then I'm going to use Mage Hand to carry that amulet and put it into his hand.
And as you do so,
and I'm gonna wait before I do. I'm gonna look at everyone and say, "I'm smart," and then do it.
That fire idea didn't work out too great.
You did that, not me. With like giggles.
As you do that, you see the amulet moves past the flames that have erupted, and you see the amulet, as it's moving past, catch on fire itself. It's almost as if the flame danced to the amulet.
All right.
But
still intact.
Yeah, still intact.
Okay,
just on fire.
like, uh-oh.
And as it lands into the palm of the statue, the entire palm of the statue turns on fire.
Oh, all right. That must be good. I guess. I just look at everyone else and shrug my birdie shoulders. Yeah, it's just like turning his head, like he's looking at things
Mm-hmm.
Now, is the ring that Brother Cornelius has that was given to him by Quill, is that reacting in any way?
Actually, this time, no, it's not. But you've seen Quill, who kneeled down, is now standing back up, backing away from the flame.
So the metal man doesn't like fire. Shocking.
I mean, no one really likes fire.
Is the robe that my pig got, is that reacting in any way?
Yes, it's laying on his back.
Very good then.
Yeah.
Guys, the robe, it's on his back.
Can we still access the two corridors like that?
Absolutely.
All right, Blitz is gonna walk down and look down one of them, the left one.
So Blitz, as you walk towards the left corridor, you can see behind the statues, or behind the fire funnel essentially, and see the rest of the statues. There's probably about 15 feet from the pool to the statues. And as you look down the corridor on the left, you see two rows on each side going all the way down this. It's probably about a 40-foot corridor by 10 feet wide. And on each side, you see essentially tombs and carved into the walls. And you see smashed armor that has fallen to the floor, and bones that are hanging out of these tombs. You see some have arms and skeletal arms that are laying out of the side of the walls. You see legs falling out of the side of the wall. But sometimes there are still intact pieces of armor that are covering, that you would assume would be covering these skeletons.
So you're saying like the tombs are ransacked?
Yeah. Well, they look ransacked. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, everybody else! I think you can get to the other statues if you want to light them hands on fire, on this side over here.
And Blitz, roll me a perception check.
Which one will I use? This one. That's a 16 plus high number. Plus 4, so 20. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20 all day. So Blitz, you can see at the end of the corridor a flickering of light coming from the whatever room that corridor opens up into.
All right, like a moth to flame, Blitz is going to start going down the corridor and look, see if there's any of the armor that would fit him and it's still in any kind of working condition while working his way towards the flame.
Okay. So Fancy Boy and Frank and Brother Cornelius, you see Blitz just kind of vanish off into this corridor. What are you guys doing?
Currently licking my wounds, I guess.
I'm gonna follow as soon as I see that. I'm really concerned about setting my beautiful feathers on fire, so that's why I didn't want to get too close. So I just kind of like you know how birds get really skinny, like when they get scared, just like suck it all in and just like get really like the feathers get really close. It just like walks really tight, like over to like across to where he is.
Yeah. So Fancy Boy, as you're walking, you still see as you follow Blitz down this hallway, you still as you make the turn, you see the statue with your amulet and the palm on fire, and you see the rest of the statues. Roll me a perception check.
Okay. 14.
Out of the corner of your eye, you see numbers on the bottom of the first dais that you can make out, and it is 701 to 1001. And you start to make out on the second dais 1001, but can't read the rest.
701 to 1001?
Mm-hmm.
Can I do this math on my phone, or is that metagaming?
Go for it. I made it easy.
Look, it's like easy for me is like 4. Okay, so hold on. 7,000 and God, I haven't even.
What were the numbers?
7,001.
Excuse me, 701.
Okay.
To 1001.
So 300.
Yeah, so literally 300.
Yep.
Oh, I just got it on my calculator.
You what?
I'm sorry.
No judgments here. No judgments here. All right.
Look, I have math anxiety, okay? All right. So can I walk over to the statue and add 300 and write it, or scratch it?
Yeah.
On the other one.
On which one?
On the one next to the one where it would like the corresponding statue.
So the one next to it is a female figure, and she too has the same crest that you have been seeing all along. And underneath it says 1001 to 1,275.
What? Wait, I thought I had to just add 300. Yeah. Can I high five her?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
And so you high five her, and as your wing comes through her fingertips, a couple feathers just quiff off or rip off a little and fall into her hand. But it doesn't move, or the statue doesn't. Nothing happens with the statue.
Those are mine. All right.
And the heat is intensifying behind you.
No. What number is missing? Which one can I? There's no numbers missing.
Oh, excuse me. Yes, there is a number missing, and
yeah.
It's the last one. The next statue over, you see, is another woman.
Okay.
and the numbers on that are 1,275 to 1363.
Okay. Oh, they're dates. They're not. This isn't an addition puzzle. Fancy Boy's like, wait, they're dates. I got scared for a second. When I was in human school, I didn't do math so well. So when I see numbers, I get anxious.
And Frank, as you hear Fancy Boy yelling this out, you see Quill just put his hand to his face.
Frank just yelled out, even I knew that.
So as I understand, there are three. We've discussed 3 of the 5 statues, and so we have a male, a man, a woman.
And the next, and Brother Cornelius, as you round the corner and see Fancy Boy doing this, you see two men after at the bottom of the order. And Fancy Boy, after you see the next statue over is 1363 to 1445.
Okay.
And the last one is 1445 with nothing after it.
Right. And who is this? Do I recognize this person?
You do not.
Oh.
But you see the crest of all of the same crest on each of their breasts.
Okay.
They might be related.
Could I take
Maybe.
the crest with my mage hand again and put it into everyone's palm?
The amulet, you mean?
Yeah, the amulet. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, with mage hand. I don't want to catch my beautiful feathers on fire.
Brother Cornelius, you see Fancy Boy moving his amulet from statue to statue, and as you see the amulet is still on fire, and it moves over to the second statue, and that hand ignites as well.
Oh, it works! I can't do math, but I can do magic!
I would recommend we continue this with the other statues. Let's see what happens. Do your work, Bird.
I'm smart. I'll just keep putting him in.
Frank, what are you up to at this point? You've
I've
heard what's
wandered
going
over.
on.
Yeah, I've wandered over and I'm just watching this, like judging, like, hey, I did my part with that giant fire over there. I feel like that was a big piece of the puzzle. I'm just waiting for you to figure this out. I think they're dates. In case you haven't worked that out yet.
Is the waiting pool that is by Frank? Is it changing at all as the amulet moves from hand to hand?
No, it's intensifying as the flame is growing hotter, but it's not moving at all. It's still almost in a perfect square from base to capital. And Fancy Boy, you move the amulet to the next hand outstretched palm, and that ignites as well. Blitz, you're walking down this corridor, and you're noticing that most of the armor that you've seen has been rusted and has degraded over time. And through the pieces and chips in the armor, you can see the skeleton of fallen royal family line members that have been entombed here. You can see bones creaking out of pauldrons, but you do find a couple ornate swords. They look more ceremonial than they do. It would be a sword to be utilized in combat.
Do they look valuable?
You see one or two that kind of strike your fancy.
And there's something I could carry around. They're not so massive that I can't walk around with them.
No, they're probably, if you put them on, it would extend from your head to your thigh.
Wow. All right. You said there's 2 of them?
Yep. So there,
right.
you can see the glint of gems encrusted on these, and it's almost shining off of they're shining and sparkling from the torches that are illuminating the hallway. And it's about, you can see one that's sparkling, that's catching your eye about 5 feet in front of you, and then on the right, and then on the left there is one maybe about 10 feet that's kind of that has fallen out of the tomb on the left and has just hit the ground.
All right, I'm gonna grab both of those.
Okay.
And kind of Leonardo sheath them in my back for now.
So you start to walk up. Roll me a perception check.
That's a 19.
Nice.
So you start walking up and now roll me a dex check.
Oh God. That is an 18. Good rolls today.
So as you start walking up, okay, that's better. We're live again. Sorry, guys. My computer had an anxiety attack as coffee spilt.
We understand.
3 feet away from it. So here we are. Jack, what was your or Blitz? What was your perception check?
I threw an 18, I think.
Awesome.
Hey, Eric.
Yeah.
I just want to let you know I'm unsubbing.
Or no,
right
it was
now.
a dex check.
You
I threw
totally
it
should.
As a stream died, I'm very upset.
I threw a dex check of 18 is what you asked me for.
Yeah. What were you saying, Brother Cornelius?
I was just saying, I noticed our. Oh, look at that. Oh, nothing. Just watching
the
My
magic
basement.
happen.
No, this happened. Like the screen on my stream, my first one, got messed up, and it took me so long to try and fix it. But
Yeah.
you're way faster than me.
Lived with streaming technical difficulties for a while.
Yeah, I was just like, ah.
So Blitz, as you're making your way down this corridor to pick up these 2 swords, you grab them, but as you bend down to take the second sword off of the ground, not but 5 inches from your face, you see almost a sheen of liquid that is engulfing this entire corridor in front of you.
Like a Charlie?
Yeah, it starts, yes, or a Martin, one of the two.
No.
But it starts to slowly creep towards you.
So it's coming from the flickering lights area?
Yeah, you see the entire front of this, the entire hallway in front of you is this material, this viscous, let's say gelatinous material in front of you, slowly creeping, and you manage to back up a couple feet from it, so it doesn't
It's a trap!
hit you.
Did I get the sword off before?
Yeah, you got both swords, but this
All right.
this ooze is essentially moving towards you, and you can see that it is taking up this entire hallway.
All right, I'm gonna.
Width and height.
But it's not like rushing; it's just moving slowly.
It's moving It's moving very slowly.
All right, I'm gonna turn. I'm gonna turn and walk out of the corridor, back towards everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna throw Brother Cornelius the what I consider the lesser of the 2 swords. And be, hey guys, there's some creepy ooze floating down, coming down this corridor.
And Blitz,
Uh-oh.
you're seeing it pick up speed behind you. It's still not moving at a pace you could easily outrun this, but it's moving faster and faster, and it's probably about 20 feet away from the edge of the corridor now. And Fancy Boy, you have now moved the amulet to the fort statue and ignited that palm on fire.
Yeah, I'm just humming to myself like, I'm doing some cool magic.
As I was telling everybody else about this, I'm just like slowly just like, don't break stride. I'm just walking back towards the stairs.
This is a very important question, though. What is it? The same liquid as like making that giant fire pillar thing? Is it the same liquid?
Blitz, as you hear Fancy Boy say this, you don't think it's the same kind of liquid.
Yeah, I think it's a different kind of liquid.
Kind of relieved. Frankie's kind of relieved and disappointed at the same time. Just like, well, that's good.
Try to throw some fire down there, though.
Blitz,
maybe send the pig in.
That's a good idea.
Blitz, as you see this form moving towards you through the corridor, you notice some of the skeletons being sucked up into it, and now you see these floating skeletons inside of this ooze that is traveling towards you.
Oh no!
Blitz is going to kind of slowly, quietly pick up the pace and start heading towards the stairs.
You mean the stairs you came in from?
Yeah, okay. Exactly.
Okay,
he's like higher ground's going to be the way to go. So he's like,
so Frank and Brother Cornelius, you see Blitz charging out of the corridor and bolt past the flame wall and back up to the stairs, as you see these floating skeletons emerge from the corridor that are engulfed in this. What you can now see, they're engulfed in a liquid, but they seem to be hovering off the ground in this liquid that is now coming out of the corridor in the shape of this of the hallway itself. Fancy Boy, you have now put the amulet on the last statue, and it ignites. And as you do that, you see the statues part about 5 feet in each direction, left and right, and a small alcove opens up, and you see a hallway before you as well.
Wait, where's the alcove at? Just trying to visualize this.
It is in between the 2 statues moved left and 3 statues moved right, and you see a hallway before you now.
Can I see the ooze now?
Yeah,
I look over.
Yeah, you see the ooze coming out of the corridor.
Okay, I was like, oh no! And then I'll just be like, "There's a door here, run!" And I'll go in the corridor.
Okay. Frank, you see this ooze coming out of the corridor. You've seen Fancy Boy run through a hallway that has just been opened up, or an archway that has just been opened up. And you've also saw Blitz running out of the corridor back up the stairs. And Quill's just like...
Well, I don't really like following the bird chicken. Usually ends up with me almost dying. But I honestly think that might be the best option. Should we tell Blitz? Nah, we're all right. And I just start running through into the alcove. Come on, Bob.
So Bob runs past you and into the alcove without even hesitating, as you get the whiff of bacon moving forward.
Yeah, I made sure to yell loud enough too that everyone would hear. I feel like Fancy Boy is good at that.
Brother Cornelius, you have seen all this take place as well. You see Blitz now back up against the stairwell, and this ooze coming out of, still in a square shape, coming out of this hallway, and both Fancy Boy and Frank have bolted down this new alcove they've found.
Well, first of all, Brother Cornelius lays the sword that Blitz tossed him on the ground, because Lady Timora does not accept this desecration. Then he nods at Quill. Big guy, let's follow them. And we follow the Fancy Boy down the alcove.
So
like this, but we're running like this. How we run.
So Blitz, you're now back up against this wall, or the stairwell. You see on the left side of the room this gelatinous being and floating skeletons inside of it come out of the hallway, and before you is that giant flame pillar, and you don't see anybody else in the room with you anymore.
So I didn't see where they went.
No. Well, you saw them behind the statue, or behind it, as you were running out, but you didn't see them afterwards.
All right, I'm gonna keep working my way up the stairs. Then I'm gonna get back out to where I know I'm comfortable.
Okay. So you start moving back, and you're all the way up at the top of the stairs. And as you wait a little bit, you don't see that being following you.
Okay. I'm gonna very carefully and quietly kind of look back down the stairs and see where that gelatinous ooze ended up, and see if I see any sign of my friends.
Okay, so as you creep down the stairwell, you see the ooze going, the tail end of it. You see this cube moving into the hallway on the right, almost as if it was traveling in an arc from left to right.
It's a cube now. Okay, cool.
And so, like, it's not like it doesn't seem like intelligent or anything. It's just kind of moving from one place to another.
Mm-hmm. And you see the tail end of it move into as it's moving to the right corridor.
Would I spot the other sword on the ground?
Yeah, absolutely. Where Brother Cornelius had dropped it.
I'm gonna walk up and grab the sword, kind of frustrated, and then start looking around, trying to figure out where the hell these guys went.
So as you go, you see the ooze move into the next corridor, and you step behind it, and the flame wall is still rising, but it's behind you now, and you pick up the sword. And as you pick up the sword, you see an alcove between these two statues that have parted ways.
Okay. Real quick before I do that, can I peek down the corridor where the ooze is going and see if there's anything down there on that side?
So you see, as you peek down that corridor, it's the same as the left side that you had gone into. And you see that ooze still in cube form to fit the shape of this corridor, traveling down and sucking up skeletons as well. So it's at this point, it's almost like a Borg cube made of skeletons.
That's fun.
If Fancy Boy sees it, he's like, "Yeah, we will."
All right, so I'm gonna head towards the alcove and see what's going on that way.
Okay, so as you look towards the alcove, you see Fancy Boy, Frank, Bob, Quill, Brother Cornelius, as they are running down, or they've made it into this alcove. Quill turns around and just starts waving to you.
And I kind of wave back. I'm like, hey, brother, you dropped this. And I'm like waving the sword that he dropped. You don't want it?
That stealing from the dead is a desecration.
Oh, this is a desecration? Nothing. Okay, that's fine. And he just puts it on his back too. He's like, that's two for me.
Fancy Boy, as you get up, or as you have flown past Frank, you have come to a 20-foot room, or excuse me, 20-foot room by 60-foot long hallway. And you see on the ground letters that are encased in boxes, I should say etched on the ground, surrounded by an etching of a box.
Okay.
And each box is about 2 feet by 2 feet. And
all right,
you see layers of boxes stretched from side to side, and front to back of this room. And in the center of the room, you see a pedestal and a glowing, you see a ring that is on the pedestal that is sparkling with such delight that the light is flickering. It's almost flickering like a disco ball throughout the room.
All right. I see the letters and just everything. I'm like, this looks like a puzzle. Like I'm gonna look back, and can I see the gelatinous cube coming towards us?
No.
Okay, but my party isn't here either.
They're slowly catching up. You see Frank and Brother Cornelius are about maybe 10 feet away from you.
Okay.
And they're slowly making their way up, and you see Quill's big body behind them waving into the distance.
Okay. All right. So I'm just gonna chill next to these and be like, kind of like mom arm them and just be like, please don't step on these. Please don't.
Frank, you get up next to Fancy Boy and you hear his words of encouragement or his words of instruction, and you too, Brother Cornelius. And as you look down, you see the letters PAST in the ground, carved into the ground, each surrounded by a 2-foot etched box. And then you see after that, those first set of boxes, you see the next one is DEAD.
Can anyone?
Past
anyone
dead?
read?
It says past dead.
Oh.
Of course.
Yeah.
And Frank and Brother Cornelius, you see halfway through the room, you see a pedestal in the center, and on it is a ring that is just shining incredibly bright against the or that's being illuminated by the flickering lights on the wall, or from the torches.
Is there anything else in this room can I do a perception check on anything in here other than the past dead?
Nope. There's nothing. That's all you can see in this room.
All right.
And Quill walks up next to you guys, and he's like,
What? Yeah, I got it. I know. I told them not to. I'm just like,
So what I'm getting from
I'm
that
like, I
is
get
you
it.
want me to step forward?
No.
All right, we're gonna do it.
Oh God.
Look, let's just give this
No,
a go.
I'm gonna grab him. No, mom arm. Mom arm.
Oh no, this is what got the pig on me.
Mom arm.
Don't
Has
do it,
got
fancy boy.
stuff. Everyone else in this party's got
He's
some
a
fancy
gnome. I
stuff.
can grab
I
him.
want a fancy ring. Even Bob's got a goddamn robe. I want something fancy.
Situates himself behind Quill.
No, I'm gonna try it.
It's about
Frank's
to
like,
happen.
I want something
No,
fancy.
I grab Frank. I'm gonna grab him. I'm like, no.
okay, Frank, which box are you stepping on?
No, he's grabbed. I got him in my bird hands.
Oh God.
So is it like, how's it aligned? Is it like just like what do you mean I have to step on a box? Is it just like
well, I say box. It's etched in the ground, so it's a flat ground, and you see the letters PAST surround. Each one is surrounded by an etching of an outline,
Like a tile.
Well,
yep, like a tile, like a 2-foot tile.
well, it probably doesn't help that Frank can't read, so he's just going to step wherever. He's just going for
Oh my god.
wants to get to the center, the quickest path to the center.
So, Fancy Boy, make me a dex check.
That's a 1.
Your
So,
laughter with the
fell into
cat
it as well.
just totally sells that image. That's a great picture.
so Frank, you step out, and your right foot lands on the letter S, and as you do that, you feel a brush of wind as Fancy Boy tries to grab the back of your shirt.
It's just like a flailing bird, wings everywhere. Like,
And now, Frank, make me a dex check. So you're going to roll the d20 and add your dex modifier.
See if you can beat 1.
10.
10? Okay.
Yeah.
So what happened, so as you depress your foot on that slab, on that tile, it cracks, and you stretch out your hand to the right and grab onto the tile that says T, and it's solid and doesn't crack. Your right leg is now stretching down into this pit, while your left leg is essentially forming a right angle with the ground behind you, as you are now straddling the wall, the pit, and this tile on the right. And as you slam your hand down onto the tile that says A, it crashes through that.
Why didn't you guys tell me this was a bad idea?
I linked a GIF in the chat of what Fancy Boy's face is right now.
So I feel like I'm just hanging here at this point. Like,
Yeah.
So the
That GIF
T,
is amazing.
so the T didn't bust?
The T didn't bust. So, Blitz, you now walk into this room. You see Fancy Boy in shock. Brother Cornelius just looking at what's going on. You see Frank with one palm out on a tile before him, one leg now in half of his torso down, hanging into a pit, and one leg that is stretching back before you onto the ground, forming almost a right angle. And two of these tiles have fallen into the ether, and there is you only see one that says P all the way on the left, and the T that Frank has his palm on.
Yeah, having some issues there, boss?
Nah, I'm good. No, it's all good. Quick. No one else go for that ring. No, it's all good.
So
It's all good.
I think I'm going to do something that I might regret.
Okay.
Well, first I'm going to can I cast bless on myself?
Sure.
Okay. Brother Cornelius blesses himself, and with a running start, uses Frank as a leaping platform to jump over the tiles towards the ring.
Okay. So you are going to be jumping about. Oh, it's not too far, right? So you're going to leap off of. Is what you're saying is you're going to leap off of Frank's head, essentially?
Yeah, I think that's.
Oh, I've got something for you.
That's what we're gonna do.
Just gonna look. Just wait for my turn. I've got something for you.
Okay, roll me an acrobatics check. So what you'll get is it's a D20 plus your Dex modifier, and if you're proficient in acrobatics, you can add your proficiency modifier to it.
Okay, and then I roll the 4-sided, right? Because of the bless?
Yep. You roll a D4 as well on top of that. On top of the D20.
Magic dice, don't fail me now.
I hope you fall so bad.
Ooh, not good.
That's what I like to hear.
What'd you get?
Hold up. Let me roll my... Is it the top number?
Yes. Well, it depends on the die, but sometimes it could be the bottom, sometimes it's the top. So the one that...
It is a fancy 10.
Ah, okay. So, Brother Cornelius, you managed to... Now roll me a... that was the Dex. Never mind. So you step on Frank's head, and you see his body depress a little bit, but he still manages to hold you up. And as you leap off of him, you are able to jump past the next line of tiles that spell out DEAD to the third line of tiles, which is
There's a third line?
Yep, which is FEND, and you hit the N and you crash through it, but you're able to you try to grab onto left and right, and as you do so, you're able to grip on the E to your left, and it doesn't break, but you put your hand on the D to your right, and that one seems extremely brittle. So you slide your hand back over and grab both hands on the E as your entire body is now fallen into this hole that you've created. And Blitz and Fancy Boy, you can now see Brother Cornelius's head sticking out of a pit.
What? God
damn it,
happening? Can I try and help them all out? Like, I just like...
No, Fancy Boy can fly, right? So.
Yeah.
Bob, he's trying to steal the ring. Don't let him do it.
Okay, well, if they seem okay, if you like indicate that you want him to like fly over, like he'll do it. He'll jump over and fly over.
See, I've got a plan for Bob if I can do that right now.
Yeah, what's your plan, Frank, with Bob?
Well, I just want Bob to use this as stepping stones.
Bob's just looking over the corner. Yeah.
Quick, Bob! He's gonna steal the ring. Jump! And he proceeds to back up. Right?
Mm-hmm.
He's an athletic pig. He backs up, gets a running start, jumps off Frank's head. Frank's a little tank. He can support it. Leaps onto Brother Cornelius's head, uses that as a stepping stone, and gets to the ring.
Okay. And Fancy Boy, what are you doing? As you start to see this pig charge backwards, what are you up to?
It's on a pig.
I told them not to go in. I mom-armed everyone. Like, I don't know what else to do. That's what I was taught by my human parents, that if someone does something bad, you need to mom-arm them. So I guess I'll like, so it says dead. Well, now it doesn't say anything. It says broken. So
you see before you see the P and the T. The DEAD is still there.
Okay.
Then the next line is going to be FE, and the N has been cracked through by Brother Cornelius, and then another D.
What were the initials again of our illustrious? It was like
the King's was AMK.
Okay.
And the Queen's was.
I should have written them down. I'm a bad.
No, there's no bad here.
Yeah, it's
I have it written down.
GMT.
Yep.
Okay.
And AKT.
Okay, GMT and AKT. Are those letters? No, GM. There's no G. GMT and AKT.
And the names were
Glendala Mithtindir and Eric Tithtindir.
Eric, yep.
All right. GMT, AKT. Okay, yeah, Glendala Tithkindir.
Myth, M-I-T.
Okay, Mithkindir, and okay.
Yeah,
so
it's I can spell out the names for it. It's just so you know, it's GLENDALA MITH TENDEER.
Okay.
And it's AYIRIC KITHTENDEER.
Okay. All right. DEAD has an A.
Mm-hmm.
Is it not broken yet?
Nope.
Okay. I will put my claw on the A.
Make me a dex check.
Okay.
Down she goes.
Smart. 9.
So,
I'm just barely touching it, like boop.
So you see, Fancy Boy, you see Frank and Bob. You see Bob jump next to you onto Frank's head, jump past you as you put your palm down, and as you're putting your claw down onto, is this a hand claws or feet's?
I'll put a feet's claw.
A feetsy?
A feetsy. Just on toe. One little like talon, like ugh.
And so you are moving past, you step on the T, Fancy Boy, and then as you reach for the A with your little claw, you can feel that it is starting to crumble at your foot.
Ah!
And then it just dissipates and drops to the ground, and you're slowly falling. Your foot is now in this void.
And is there anything in there?
You can't see to the bottom of it.
Oh! Can I flutter? I'm gonna flutter my wings.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get airborne.
Which letter did you push again?
I pushed A because I wanted to do AKT because I think. Is there a K?
Nope, you don't see any Ks.
God damn it.
Frank, roll me a dex check for Bob. So it's gonna be D20 plus 1 because he's a pig.
What's the pig's dexterity? I want to know this. This is
Very similar to Frank. They're very similar builds, you know. I feel like it's fair to say. It's 11.
Okay. Frank makes it up. Or I'm sorry, Bob jumps off your head, jumps off Brother Cornelius, and you see him hit the pedestal, but falls down and he is now on the FEND. He's now on the end, and you just see his feet crash through the N, and he's now scrambling.
I don't think it could be the end, because I thought I fell into the N.
I'm sorry. Oh yeah, you're on the end. Excuse me, Brother Cornelius.
Unless he landed back on me.
He's next to Brother Cornelius. You felt his hooves smash into your forehead, and as he's reaching up towards the pillar or the pedestal, he slides off of you and is to your left on the E, and is standing there right next to you, just looking down.
Sweet Timora.
Blitz, you see all of this happening. You see Fancy Boy fluttering as he caused a letter or a tile to fall down. Frank is still hanging on for dear life in the middle of this pit. You have Bob running towards, bouncing off everyone's heads and mocking Brother Cornelius, as Brother Cornelius is holding on with two hands to the letter E.
All right, so what letters are out? Like, so it's dead past Find?
Yep.
So what letters are gone?
On the first row, it's P and T are still there, and they're on the furthest most sides of left and right.
So P and T.
Yep. The second row is DED. The A is gone. And Brother Cornelius is falling through the letter N.
All right.
And you can't see the rest of the tiles past that.
All right, so I'm gonna walk up and just grab Frank kind of by the back of his neck and just pull him up.
And Quill is just looking. He's literally face palming this, praying to the gods, wondering why you're doing this. But so you can easily pull.
I'm sorry, Quill. If you wanted to help, you could have shown us which ones to step on. You go ahead and do it. I'm like flying. I'm just like, we're just both giving each other just like arms.
Arms.
I'm gonna grab Frank and kind of throw him down the ground, just pull him out of the hole.
Didn't need that. No, the ring's mine.
Hey,
Try and take that.
Quill, do you know the path to take to get over to that? No? All right. Hey, fancy boy. You still got that mage hand? Do you think you just reach over there and grab that thing without having to walk across all this crap?
Yes.
Grab it and give it to me.
Yes. That might be smart.
Or
I'll
fly.
Stabilize myself and just mage hand and try and grab the ring.
So you're fluttering, right? Or
Yeah.
Where are you gonna land?
Back behind all this shit, just like back, just like away.
So as you land back next to Blitz, and Frank is to your left as well, you mage hand and you just see the ring start to float up, and Frank, Bob's eyes are glistening as the ring starts to fly back towards you. Brother Cornelius, as you look up, as you're hanging on, you just see a ring floating above your head.
And a little bird claw. Because my mage hand is a little bird claw.
And
why did you do that in the first place?
I was scared.
Frank's just holding out his hand like, my turn. This is mine. I just want to be included. His hand waiting for the ring.
And Fancy Boy, the ring is now almost within your grasp.
All right, I don't want it. I'll give it to whoever wants it.
Me.
I'm not giving it to you.
Mine.
This looks like. Never mind. I'll take it. As he starts saying that, I'm like, you know what? Never mind. So I'll tell him my hand and just take it in my hand. So you know what? That's fine.
Blitz, you see the ring floating into Fancy Boy's hand, and it is glimmering so bright. It's a gemstone that you have not seen before, but as Fancy Boy clasps it in his hand, the light disappears.
So you ruined it. God damn it. Bird chicken ruins everything.
I just want to Arcana check it. I just want to know what it is.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. That's a 8.
You don't know what it is, but you know it's magical.
Okay. It's magic. That's good. But it probably has something to do with one of the weird puzzles around here. So, I mean, let's just keep it safe. Safe! And I just, like, stare at everyone. Safe!
We should, so are Cornelius and Bob still just hanging out on the floor?
Mm-hmm. Well,
we should
Bob is fine on his little tile. Cornelius his hands are at Bob's hooves, holding on to dear life as to not fall into this pit.
We should probably help them back out there. You know, I'd hate to lose them.
Meanwhile, Bob's just like staring at Brother Cornelius, like right in his eyes. It's like really just staring at him, like you're not gonna fall. Licking his hands, like teasing him, scaring the crap out of him.
Brother Cornelius, what are you up to? You're just hanging here with a pig above your head.
Can I try to? So it's the statues in front of me, and then firm land, and then I'm just surrounded by tiles. Can I just try to pull myself up onto the firm area by
the tile that Bob is on?
No. What's in front of the?
So in front of you is the pedestal itself, which goes up about 5 feet above your head right now, because you're in this pit and your head is only exposed.
So I can't really pull myself up onto that.
Not onto that. You could try and pull yourself up onto the E to your left, but Bob is also on that, so it might be a tight fit. You know that the D next to you is very unstable, and
no D.
Fancy Boy's foot has crumbled the A behind you.
Well,
so you see the E to your left. You see a DE behind, one row behind that as well, and a D all the way behind you on the right.
I guess I just try to pull myself up on this crowded tile.
Okay, roll me a strength check.
Strength check. Okay.
Bob's just like looking at him like snorting and shaking his head. Don't think so.
You're not friends with Bob, are you?
No.
I rolled a 6.
A 6? So, you start to pull yourself up, and then Bob is kind of shuffling out of the way. But as he's shuffling, he slams one of his foot or his hooves down on your hand. So now you're only holding up. You're only able to hold on by one hand. And Frank and Blitz and Fancy Boy, you see this happen, and you see Brother Cornelius's head fall back into the pit, and only his hairline is now visible.
Oh God! Can I throw him a rope?
Sure.
All right, I'm gonna throw him a rope and just be like, "This is going poorly. Please just hold on."
Brother Cornelius, you feel the fabric of this rope hit your forehead and slowly roll down your face so it's resting on your shoulder.
I feel like I should grab it.
Okay.
And tie it around my waist. I only have one arm. Yes, I grab it.
Yeah, tie it around your waist if you want, please.
Can I do that? It's like I don't think I'm that agile. I want to
see it happen.
I grab. Rolls are not going my way. I grab the rope and then
with your open hand essentially.
Right, and then I'm gonna regret this. Then I release and I grab the rope with both hands.
Ah!
Okay, Fancy Boy, roll me a strength check.
Oh no, I'm not that strong.
And
Blitz sees this all happening, is prepared to grab the rope just in case.
Okay, Fancy
that's
Boy,
14.
You can roll me. You can get advantage from Blitz doing this as well.
Oh yay! I got assist. Okay, it's 14.
All right, Brother Cornelius, roll me a dex check.
Oh God, why did I choose a cleric?
Because you can heal people that make mistakes, like everyone else in the party.
Who heals me? 12.
But that's the question, really.
Okay. Fancy boy, you see Brother Cornelius leave his tile and grab the rope with both hands and swings towards you, and you see his body vanish in the darkness as the rope and his body fall down. And Brother Cornelius, you are now swinging backwards towards the essentially towards the wall that has been created between this pit and the entrance. And as you're swinging on the rope, your feet plant against the side of the wall, and you see Fancy Boy and Frank and Blitz above you as you are now suspended below. As Fancy Boy and Blitz are grabbing onto the rope to secure you. Frank, you're just looking down and you just see Brother Cornelius dangling from a rope.
Well, I guess I'll start preparing the funeral.
Oh my god.
Oh, I guess.
And Bob is still back on that tile.
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. I guess it hurts the whole quest if he dies, right?
And you see Quill.
Frank tries to help out. I guess I gotta help. Remember this dress, man.
And
So I don't know what I can do. I guess I grab the rope, try and help out as best I can.
okay. So all three of you see Brother Cornelius dangling from this rope as he has smashed up against the wall. His feet are now pressing up against the wall as he slowly starts to climb up, and you pull him up over the edge and back to safety. Now, all four of you, including Quill, are on the entrance side, and Bob is still next to the pedestal.
Can we save my pig now? Anyone?
Yes, we'll save your pig. No one should die because we're heroes.
Birdman, you're a hero. You're a hero, remember? Remember this? Remember you're a hero?
And he's just
Fly. You have wings, fly.
All right.
Please, please. He's your king, remember?
No, he's not, but I'll do it.
He's got the robe.
If you're not mean to me for like an hour, I'll do it.
You've almost killed me 7 times.
That was your fault.
You fired fire missiles at my face.
I'm not saving your pig. Apologize.
Bob, like, how attached are you to life? I'm sorry. Save my pig.
Okay. Thank you. It's very kind of you, and you're on your way to being a true hero. And he'll just go down and throw a rope, maybe with a piece of like snack on it, to
and
to the pig.
Fancy Boy, as you throw the rope with a little piece of meat hanging off of it, Bob catches it in his mouth, rips it off the rope, and then you just see him hop from E back to the next E, over to the T, and then back next to you.
Wait, he stood on them?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
they didn't
right.
break?
Yeah. It was fun.
Right.
I apologize for nothing. You could have told me you could do that.
And Bob is just chewing the piece of meat and looking at all of you.
I'm never gonna forgive you for this.
The pig's smarter than us. So that's it for this room. This room is now empty, so we can go back, I guess.
You can, absolutely.
So there's nothing else in this room here? Like, we can look around and see there's nothing on the pedestal?
Yeah, you don't see anything past it. You see at the far end of the room another entranceway out, another arch that leads into another hallway.
All right, and we can track the letters that Bob just walked on?
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to try to walk down the same letters he just walked on and go and check the other side of the pedestal.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that too, and also feel really dumb about it.
So, Blitz, you hop on the T, then back over to the E. Excuse me.
Was it D?
Yep. Or T. No, excuse me. It was a T E E. The N is the next one.
I thought the N's were gone.
The N is the next line up. past the one that Brother Cornelius broke through.
Okay.
So you see the E, and then it's KNOT, or well, the pedestal forms one of the letters.
Okay.
And then past that, you see LEFT. And that's as far as you can see right now.
Wait, what was the line? What was the row with the pedestal?
KNOT.
And what is the pedestal form? Like, what letter is that?
You would think it would form a circle.
So it'd be the O of KNOT?
Yep.
Huh.
So it went TEE are the three letters that are still standing that you can walk on.
Okay. TEE, and then I'm on the pedestal, and then I see LEFT on this other side.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Excuse me, not LEFT. TKNOT. Oh yeah, excuse me. It's back to DEAD after that, after the KNOT.
Okay. Can I like tap my sword or something on the E of DEAD on the other side of not?
Yep, that the E is holds.
Okay, I'm gonna slowly kind of put my foot on it and then see if it holds, and then put the rest of my weight on it.
So you're going over the letter not, or the Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting my own puzzle screwed up. Excuse me. So you went TEE, and then KNOT is the next one. Then DEAD is there again. The E breaks if you touch it.
Oh, it did break. Okay,
Yeah,
if I touched it.
Oh, so dead is twice.
Mm-hmm.
What you're saying, and then LEFT.
Yep.
Ooh.
I've got an idea. Why doesn't the bird just fly and touch them all until we find out which ones hold?
What if I fall?
You have wings. Just kick them or something. They might be time.
Give me. Oh, I'll take my staff
Mm-hmm.
and I will fly over each letter and hit them with my staff. And if they break, I'll go to the next one.
Okay. So, Fancy Boy, you literally take your staff and just start smashing in a frantic haze throughout this room. Blitz, you see Fancy Boy swooshing around you now.
I'm more upset. I'm just like,
You're just upset that I'm coming up with the great ideas.
This is true hero work. True
Bob
hero
loves.
work.
And it spells out Tendir along the lines.
What?
Of course it does. Of course it spells it out. That's what I was trying to do earlier, and you guys were just like, no, Fancy Boy, don't do that.
And
Then what is not in the middle?
N. TEENDEER.
Oh, TENDEER.
Yep.
So teen gear.
Yep. And Fancy Boy, you're at the other side now, looking back at everyone.
That's the best because she's muted.
All right, I'm just gonna quietly.
I know. Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted.
Oh,
I was
on purpose. I thought that was.
It was good, but I was gonna look at Quill, so it could have been muted. But I was looking at Quill, and I wasn't saying anything.
Fancy Boy, you are now on the other side of this room, and Quill is shaking back at you.
Yes. I mean, he can walk across. I was like, come across. Like, we solved it. I mean, badly.
We solved it.
Done. I'm ignoring him.
So, every Brother Cornelius, Blitz, and Frank, you just see Quill kind of strutting across, and he looks back And you see him make his way across and stand next to Fancy Boy, and he waves back.
I'll give him a soft wing hug.
At this
Damn it!
stage,
I was hoping he fell.
We know the good tiles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Brother
Yeah,
Cornelius
you can.
follows Quill across.
Brother Cornelius, you step on the T, the E, the E, the N, and you're starting to get a little bit anxious as you step close to the pits, but you make it across as well.
Don't fall.
Thank God.
Yeah, Frank and Bob, you know, they do that thing. They go across if they're not already. I can't remember where it died last time, but yeah.
Yep. So yeah, everybody makes it across. Blitz, what are you up to? You see everybody walking across.
Oh yeah, I was one of the first ones to go across.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Yeah.
So everybody's across now, and you see the archway leading out, and it doesn't go far. You see a wall about 10 feet across from this archway, and it breaks off into two corridors that go left and right. And Blitz, you recognize the same wall structure as before, where you found the swords. You see bodies housed in each side of the walls.
Okay, so I'm gonna peek down, look left and right, and see whatever shiny will draw my attention, or if there's anything shiny to draw my attention.
You don't see, as you look back and forth between the left and right corridors, you see nothing of value, but you do see to the left you see another archway, probably about 50 feet down, and there is a flickering of lights coming out of a small square, and to your right you start to see that ooze making its way down the hallway.
Oh no!
Slowly.
Hey guys, we probably want to wait for this thing to pass. Last time you guys all bolted, but that thing just went right past us down the corridor, so we should probably just hold up here right now.
No. Remember, I'm the smartest one here. Let's just run for it. Run to that light.
No. Let's just wait.
No, you got to listen to me.
I'm not running.
God, you guys are so boring.
I'm just listening to Blitz. I'm like, you're right.
If you want to run for it, go for it, man. I ain't taking the lead on this one. I'm not gonna stop you though.
It's tempting. I'll hang out. It's all good.
So, is everybody staying back, following Blitz's instructions?
Okay, Blitz is gonna ask Quill. Hey, Quill, do you know what this slime stuff is? Never seen it before. Do you know if it hurts anybody, if it's dangerous, anything? No.
I could do a what would it be? I guess like not nature check. What would that be?
You could do nature or survival.
Yeah, I'll do survival. I'm pretty sure maybe Fancy Boy is pretty.
Has
good
seen
at
this somewheres in the.
Yeah, maybe. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, that's not bad. It's a 19.
Yeah, you know that this is absolutely a gelatinous cube.
Yeah. Will it attack us if we don't move? Like if we're hiding in like an alcove or something?
You don't think so at this point because it is so laden with skeletons that it is consuming that it probably wouldn't. It would just bypass you.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, I know that Frank is not going to listen to me, but I'm going to say it anyway and be like, if we just stay here, it should pass us. It's fine. And I will try to mom arm him again.
Guys, I've just come up with a great idea. We should stay here and let it pass. Everyone in agreement? All right, no worries.
You see me just like clench my claw, like.
All right, just get behind me. I'll lead the way. We'll just stay here until it passes. He just knows how much is pissing off Fancy Boy. He's just like so happy about it. He's like,
So everybody, as you guys wait under Frank's orders, you see a trove of skeletons just eke past the archway in front of you as they're sliding down the corridor. You see one skeleton fall inwards, but the rest of them just move in this awkward, slow pattern as they float past you, past the archway.
Well, that was terrifying. What?
And
That was a gelatinous cube. That's what I said it was. It's a monster. It's a cube monster. It sucks in things and eats it.
That's freaky.
It could have been you in there. Woo!
I mean, next time you can jump right in there, boss.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
notion
it's like-
of something eating everything else seems so foreign to this group.
So which side was the light on?
the light was to the left, the direction that the cube was going in.
Well, now what do we do? He asks the group because he has no idea.
I'm gonna follow that thing and see where it's going.
Yeah, well, if we stay behind it, it shouldn't attack us. So let's just.
What if it turns around?
It doesn't have a front. It's just going whatever. It's just going that way.
I mean, the thing is pretty slow. I mean, I figure if it turns, we could probably see it.
Yeah. Don't
right,
you worry.
Let's follow it and just hang behind it. Sound like a good plan?
Yes.
Sure, works for
Right,
me.
they just start walking off.
Do I think the ooze is less or more intelligent than Frank?
You at this point you can't tell.
Okay.
It's all up for grabs.
All right.
But
I feel validated.
It's less intelligent than Bob, that's for sure.
All right. Yeah, that's all right. I still feel validated.
Now, so everyone, you guys make your way through the arch and look around the corner, and you see this pile of floating skeleton, this Borg-tin, moving down the hallway. And you're keeping your distance about 10 feet away from it, knowing how fast it's actually moving. But you see it come up to the edge towards that light, and the light gets drowned out in this sea of skeletons. But you did notice, you could see the making of a door, and you see this ooze just smashing up against the door, and it's not able to move through it.
Well, we need to get through that door.
If only we had a battering ram animal thing.
We're gonna have to get that ooze first.
You got any of that fire?
Yeah, yes, but as soon as I attack the ooze, it's going to come after all of us.
How do we know that? If you set something on fire, it just dies.
I'm not
Trust me,
listening. I'm not listening to you.
Let's just set it on fire. Let's just set it on fire.
What do you think? What do you think Blitz and Brother Cornelius and Fancy Boy will look at them and be like, we could probably attack this cube, but it will attack us.
I say we let Frank do what he wants to do.
Yeah.
All right, I'll just sit on the ground.
Brother Cornelius prepares sacred flame and healing, just in case.
Well, I need help lighting a fire, don't I? I need your help, Bird Chicken.
Do you want a
Come
torch
on.
again?
I need a torch again.
All right, I will light a torch. Hand it to him.
Frank, you now have a torch in your hand, in your grasp.
Frank, just like
Blitz is gonna start walking away.
I'm gonna stand back a little bit this time. I've been learning, guys. It's like sizes it up, stands about like, I don't know, your American units, about 10 feet, the same distance we were, and just, this is going to be good, he says, and throws it into the cube to see what happens.
So as you throw, you see the torch rotating towards this cube as it is flying, and the flame sticks into the side of the cube, so it looks almost like a cone coming out of a piece of ice cream, but the cube is now illuminated from the inside from this flame, and you see these skulls and skeletons all are now backlit by this flame.
Well, that looks spooky.
And the cube starts moving towards you now, Frank.
I don't what? Why is it not on fire?
I told you.
I'm not with this guy.
Guys, let's slowly.
No, I'm gonna cast Ray of Frost on the cube.
Okay. Roll the hit.
Yeah, I'm not dealing with this right now. So that's 14.
Okay. Absolutely. So roll me some damage.
Okay, and I need to look at Ray of Frost does.
I think it's
Hold
a
on.
D8, maybe?
Yeah, 1d8. And that's it. It's just 1d8.
Yeah, you don't get any bonuses on that.
Nah, not yet. 2.
So
Take that. But I think he does get slowed as well on a hit.
yeah,
His speed is reduced by 10 feet until his next turn.
So you see this cube, who's moving really close to Frank at this point, just start to slow down as the skeletons get a layer of frost around them and are now dragging on the ground. Some of them are dragging on the ground, slowing the cube's pace down. And you can roll me initiative at this point.
All right, I slowed it down, see?
How do I do initiative again?
So
It's been a while.
you're going to roll a d20 plus your dex modifier.
18.
Whoa!
14.
Nice.
Having good rolls today.
13.
I got 14 again. I always forget that I have a good dex because of the Aarakocra +2.
Yeah. What is your dex bonus, Fancy Boy?
+2.
And Frank, what's your dex modifier?
+1.
Okay, Fancy Boy goes ahead of you.
What? Doesn't that mean I had a higher roll though? They just got boosted by the bonus. This is ridiculous.
Oh wait, you both had 14s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I just meant my actual roll would have been saying.
Wait,
I've just got this great idea that's going to solve all our problems.
Okay.
Right.
all right. Blitz, you see Fancy Boy freeze this cube, this skeletal cube moving towards you, and it's slowed down and it's almost about to engulf Frank and Bob, but it's just not moving fast enough.
All right, I'm gonna just keep stepping away from it, and I'm gonna pull out my short bow and take a shot at it.
Yeah, shoot. Give it a rip.
All right, that is a 7.
That hits. Roll me some damage.
Really?
Yep.
I guess it's a giant blob. 1d6 plus 2. 6 total damage.
6? Okay. So you fire, Frank, you feel an arrow come shooting past your head, and you see it stick. It blasts through one of the skeletons that is on the outside edge of this ooze and sticks right into the skeleton's head and shoots through, and you can see a little bit of the ooze drip off this cube.
Yeah.
The cube reaches out. It creates almost a tentacle of ooze, and you see the skull of one of the skulls come out and knock you in the forehead.
Knock Frank?
Knocks Frank. But it completely it knocks you in the forehead, but just it's almost like a love tap, just dink. And now you just have a skull right in front of your face.
Guys, it's come to life.
As I roll a 1 for my attack, so you have a floating skull off this pseudopod that has come out of the cube. Fancy Boy,
Yes.
you see a floating skull face to face now, and ooze that is holding onto it face to face with Frank.
Oh, you know what? I think I'm just gonna. Yeah, I had to bring my bird in because he was screaming. He was tooting. I think I'm gonna go ahead and cast magic missile
Okay.
on this. I mean, I know it hits anyway, but I just want to do some damage to this.
I really just want to kill it.
Yeah, I just want to do some damage to this thing. So I'm just gonna like back up and be like, oh no, and just cast magic missile.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, and that is level 1. I literally don't know why I forget. Oh, it's a 1d4 plus 1, so it's 2d.
You'll roll 3d4s.
3d4. Why do I always forget? Like, I don't know why. It's just like it doesn't take up space in my mind. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 damage.
7 damage. So
yes.
you shoot 3 of these missiles past Frank. One hits the skeletal face and makes it explode right in front of you, Frank. There are 2 other skeletons that get blown off of this cube, and you're starting to see a little more of the viscous material that it's composed of shine through as the Borgeleton gets destroyed a little.
Good. I was totally aiming for one of those skulls too, to be like, I'm way more competent than you.
Frank, you hear that from Fancy Boy behind you, and you see the pseudopod reel back into the cube, but it's still sulking forward towards you.
Oh, well, you stupid cube. I was going to let you live. All right. I was going to try and think of a way around you. But then you had to go and hit me in the face. Because now it's on. And he just pulls out his dire flail, starts spinning that shit. He doesn't even know if it's going to do damage. He's like, ah! He's just outraged at this point and just swings at it.
Okay.
I mean, flail. I don't know what it's going to do to a cube, but he doesn't care.
Yeah. So roll me to hit, which is the d20 plus your strength modifier.
I got a 9.
That hits. Roll me for the next one.
Oh. So is that a d20 again?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, that one, 22.
They both hit. Now you're going to roll for damage, and you'll get your modifiers on both because you have 2 weapon fighting.
So that's 4 and 4 and 6.
Is that with your bonuses?
Well, that's the d8s, isn't it?
Yeah. So you roll the d8, then you add.
Yeah. That's the plus 3.
Yep.
Isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. So it's 4 and 6.
So you start to violently, literally flail at this cube, and you are ripping skeleton after skeleton off of it, and below the bones are piling up at your feet, and are now starting to get drenched in ooze that is getting pulled off of this cube before you.
Gross.
Don't worry, guys. Just Frank saving the day again. He yells out, just screaming violently at the same time as he tears shreds out of it. Shouldn't have hit me with that skull. I was going to try and jump through you for a second.
Brother Cornelius, you see Frank wailing into this cube. Fancy Boy has backed off next to Blitz as they are launching missile attack after missile attack at it. And Frank is just piling these bones up around him that are falling off of the cube as he is enraged, beating up this thing.
Well, it seems like everything is in hand, so I will save my spell and step back and maybe use my crossbow.
Sure. So, roll the hit.
Two.
This is gonna hit me, isn't it?
So, Fancy Boy, or not Fancy Boy,
Just stuck with the spell casting.
This is the best. Frank, you feel a whoosh and a ping at your feet as Brother Cornelius launches his arrow, and it shoots into your foot, missing your body but impaling you into the ground. And you don't have you can't pull it out just yet as this as you see the cube getting closer and closer and closer to your face. Blitz, you see Brother Cornelius's well-placed shot hit Frank in the foot, and the cube is now making its way closer and closer towards him. It's about 5 feet away from him at this point.
I regret
Well, it's
saving
even closer because he was wailing on it. It's about a foot to 2 feet away from him.
Has the ooze slowed down at all, or is it just like consistently moving?
It's consistently moving, but it's slowed because of Fancy Boy's frost ray of frost.
Hey Frank, how you feeling over there, buddy?
I'm gonna murder a priest. He's dead.
All right.
God damn.
Sounds good. So you're doing all right? Good. And I'm gonna keep backing away and pull out another arrow and shoot it at the ooze.
Okay. Roll the hit.
All right. That is a 19 plus 23.
Yeah, you easily hit this.
All right. It's 1d6 plus 2. It's going to be 4 damage.
Okay. So, Brother Cornelius, you see Blitz pull back his bow and launch his arrow with the greatest of ease as it flies towards the cube and sticks directly into it, landing past Frank. And
See, that's how you shoot an arrow, idiot.
We don't call our party members idiots.
Is it my turn?
No, not yet.
It's not. It's far from. Like I'm like.
Yeah.
Is the ooze slowing down at all?
The ooze is now coming up and starting to engulf Frank as it has moved on top of him. Frank, make me a dex check.
11. I'm done for.
I'm sorry, Frank, you needed a 12. Frank, you now the ooze creeps up over the top of you and starts to engulf you from head to toe, but it makes it only to your waist at this point. But you are now surrounded by this viscous material. Everybody else, you can see the ooze making its way over him, and you can see his torso now as Frank is surrounded by ooze and skeletons. Frank, you take 8 points of damage as you feel acid start to burn your flesh.
That's hectic. Nothing I can't handle, though.
And everybody else here as the skeletons start to shake.
Oh no!
I'm just like. Meanwhile, Bob's like frantically like in concern.
Oh no!
Yeah, it hasn't hit Bob yet. Bob's just looking up as he's seeing these skeletons start to descend. Fancy Boy, you now see Frank getting engulfed by this cube.
I'm just gonna cast Magic Missile again. I'm just like, no! Like, I really don't want to hit him, so I can be in like control of it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 3, 4, 5, so 7 damage again.
Okay, so you send off 3 of these missiles, and you blow off a couple more of the skeletons and make them explode, exposing Frank's body as you see it. You can now see it engulfed in the ooze. As Frank, you can see the back of his head.
Whoops!
Frank, you are...
What can I do?
Frank, you are engulfed from head to torso in this ooze that is stinging you. You have a lot of options. You can try to attack it. You can try to get out of it.
Well, I guess I've got to try. I'm kind of stuck still. Like, I can't really move because I'm still pinned to the ground. I guess my only hope is to try and attack it.
From the inside?
I guess trying to chomp at it, like bite at it. I don't know how much movement I have inside this thing.
You can wiggle a little bit. So you could kind of punch and try to scrape it from the inside with your flails if you wanted.
Well, that's probably my best bet.
Mm-hmm.
Just move around as much as I can.
So roll. You're automatically going to hit, but roll me.
Inside it.
Yeah, but roll me a strength check.
Okay. Ooh, 18. I'm a tank little gnome.
Yeah, now you get to roll your damages.
Okay, we got a 5 and 11.
So you start to flail around inside this, and you are ripping through this like you're cutting through Jello. Blitz and Brother Cornelius and Fancy Boy, you can see just body skeletal bones flying off of this creature, and ooze just now running out of it. Brother Cornelius.
Ew! I don't want it on my feathers.
You see hunks of this ooze just falling off to the ground as you see Frank's body shifting back and forth as he's wailing on it from the inside. What do you do?
Oh, seems like time for Sacred Flame.
All right, go for it.
We'll finish this. We will finish this. So it is.
Yep.
Target must succeed on a dexterity saving throw.
Yep. Or I take 1d8 of damage. I absolutely failed because you probably have a higher saving throw than 4. I'm guessing it's around 13.
How do I determine this?
Sure, it's going to be 8 plus your caster level plus your modifier. So you're 2 plus 8, 10 plus your ability modifier.
Oh, and the ability modifier is
for you. I believe it's is it for your cleric, right?
Yep.
It's going to be intelligence. What do you add as your bonus?
Is it intelligence or is it wisdom?
It could be wisdom. What's your bonus that you use when casting a spell?
It's wisdom for clerics.
Wisdom.
Yeah.
Oh, then it's +3.
Okay. So your DC for your spells is a 13.
Okay.
Whenever it says for somebody to make a check against you, that's what it's going to be, and it'll increase in level as you increase in level, and it will increase as you get if your wisdom modifier goes up.
Okay.
So now roll me for damage. It's a 1d8.
Sorry, just making a note. All these things I'm learning.
Yeah.
3.
So you cast a flame stretches forth from your hand. Blitz, you feel this radiant heat to the left of your face brush by you, and Frank, you see a penetrating light start to come through the cube at you as Brother Cornelius attacks this creature. And you
Just
see
have an angle on my face, like
Blitz, you see a lot of ooze start to melt off of this cube now as it's slowly starting to dissipate to the ground. But Frank is still trapped inside of this, flailing frantically.
He's fine. All right, I'm gonna continue slowly moving away from this thing and launch another arrow at it.
All right.
So we can finish it off. A very, very little patience for Frank.
Nah, so I'm just the one doing everything here. Don't worry.
That's a 17.
You definitely hit.
Inside of it. All right. That is 6 damage.
So, Blitz, you fire that arrow directly at Frank. Frank, you see a tip of an arrow pierce through the ooze and stop inches away from your face.
You all right there, buddy? Yeah, good work. You're doing a good job.
That's the full extent of my talking abilities right now.
Frank, this cube is now starting to engulf you even further, and it goes down to your kneecaps and is now engulfing Bob as well. Or Bob's back. You take another 12 points of damage.
Fuck. Sorry, it's almost the end of me. I got 5 HP, guys. You're going to want to hurry up.
Fancy Boy, you've seen that your ray of frost has dissipated from this cube. You see that Frank and Bob are almost engulfed completely as the cube makes its way down to Frank's feet.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and up my magic and do a burning hands. And yeah, it will hit Frank. Whoops, sorry.
Okay, I'm literally gonna die. That's okay. Do that. 5.
You'll be fine. We have a healer.
You mean the same healer that pinned me to the ground?
It's fine.
It's all his fault.
It's fine.
It's all good. I can't say any of this anyway. I'm just.
Yeah. 7. So that's 10 damage.
Oh well, rip.
You get to make a save against this.
You do,
Frank.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a dex save.
Yep.
So you can make a dex save.
Is that just D20 plus modifier?
Yep, exactly.
All right, I got a 3.
Fancy boy, I'm guessing that doesn't make the save.
That does not make the save. No, that does not make the save.
Are you sure?
So,
yeah, yep.
Fancy boy's wings spread forth and make an arc, and flames spring forth and shoot out and engulf the cube, melting it to a wax on the floor. And as it melts to the ground, Frank's body slowly melts down with it as he is now unconscious and on the ground.
I'm a hero!
Near death at this point. Frank, I want you to roll me a d20.
I got 20.
Okay.
Oh.
What?
That's a good time for, I guess.
So here's how death saves works.
When you roll a 20? Ah!
Yeah, what's a death save?
So when you hit 0, you start to make death saves. And all it is you roll a d20 and you get above, you have to get a 10 or above. And that adds 1 into your successes. You need 3 successes to stabilize and be okay. But if you get 3 fails, under 10, you're dead. You're just permadead.
Is there an action that the party can take between those 3? Like, are those 3 rounds or 3? Okay.
Yeah, you roll on each round, and the party can come up and try to stabilize you.
So we have a little
or
time.
heal you.
Or heal you.
whatever.
If you do 1 point of healing, the character's stabilized. Now, because you rolled a 20, you get 2 successes automatically. If you rolled a 1, you get 2 negatives or failures.
Okay, cool.
And I don't know, I don't know if it's just our game, but we wake up if we roll a 20. We just wake up.
Oh, we could do that too.
We're just we're awake.
I did it.
It is DM's discretion if you want to wake up.
I will go with Chris on this one. I think it's great.
Well, I just
wake
woke up already. I've made the choice. I'm awake.
Which is more upsetting, I feel like, to me, to Fancy Boy.
I did it, guys. I saved the day. It's dead.
Because he went unconscious, thought that he killed it, and then woke up and it was dead.
Am I still pinned to the ground at this point with that arrow?
Yeah, you still have the arrow on your foot.
I did it. I'm still stuck though.
And Brother Cornelius walks up and grabs his bolt to sit so he can put it back in his quill.
Can Frank stand at this point?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Frank
Barely,
stands to his
yeah.
Immediately punches him in the face. Just immediately. First thing he does. Musters all the strength he has. Immediately punches Brother Cornelius in the face.
Roll me a d20.
Why?
I got 10.
What's add your strength?
Oh, sorry, 13.
Brother Cornelius, what's your AC?
16.
Frank, you go to punch Brother Cornelius in the face and miss him just by an inch.
He probably had to jump too. I don't.
You're lucky you're tall. As he swings.
Oh wait, you're right. This is what he's doing.
Yes, the uppercut.
Blitz looks through the muck and the ooze to see if there's anything valuable.
Blitz, as you look through this ooze, you see you don't see much because it was mostly composed of skeletons, but you do see the remains of a little bit of armor and clothing that hasn't been consumed by the cube itself yet. And you do find a jeweled encrusted, or not just a jewel, but like a jewel flaked belt.
Is it one that would fit me?
No, it would fit a being of larger size than you.
All right, I'm gonna grab it and kind of throw it over my shoulder like a bandolier.
Absolutely.
How much loot do you have?
All of it.
And
I have 3 necklaces. I have a ruby belt already. I have a bracelet that matches that belt. I have 2 swords now with gems on them, and now another belt.
Murder hobo. So, Blitz, after you step through and pick this up and wrap it around you, you can see this door, and now you can see that there is a window in the door, and if you peer through it, you see an altar, and behind the altar is a stack of or there are holes in the wall, much like the hallway that you've seen, but you see chests inside of all of these holes. It's probably 10 holes across by 5 holes high. So it's essentially a grid, each with some have chests in them, some don't. On top of the stone altar, it almost looks like a table that you would put these chests on. You see what looks to you like a goblin that is dancing on top of it, but this isn't a normal goblin. He has robes on and a giant stick with a goblin face that's on the stick. And there are 4 goblins that are cheering him from below as he's dancing on this altar.
So I see that. Hey Frank, how you feeling?
How many hit points do I have at this point? Sorry.
You have 1 hit point.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we could probably rest here. I don't want to, just
In the same room as the goblin?
No. He's beyond the door.
He's beyond the door.
We got time. I like how they heard none of what just happened in this hallway, but yeah.
All
I'm
right.
just like still in pain on the ground, like,
Well,
God.
you see them all. You see these little goblins dancing around this one that is on top of the table, having a really great time. So even though the fight had happened, you don't think they even care.
God, I really want those chests.
Are they drunk? Are those drunk goblins?
Hey, Quill. I see on the other side of this door, there's a bunch of chests in there. Is there anything of value in them chests? For me, maybe? You don't know? All right, possibly? All right. Hey, Cornelius, you think you can heal up our dumb friend there a little bit? I might need him for some extracurriculars.
I mean, I could.
No. Stay away. Stay away.
Hey, Frank. Who are you closer with, your mother or your father?
I haven't spoken to him since I was 2, but neither.
So who's who are you close to back home? Like who's your confidant? Who loves you the most?
Bob.
So just on the other side of this door, there's some goblins just talking mad crap about Bob. They're like, Bob, what a piece of crap. And they're
and as
really
you say
saying,
that, Bob's hooves start to rev up.
Yeah, they're like, man, we hate pigs so much. And they are like, man, if I see a pig, I'm going to slaughter it and eat it for bacon. And it's stupid pigs. And they just keep going on and on about how dumb pigs are and how dumb people are that love pigs. It's weird.
You what? He just hops up and he's like hobbling along like,
and then and Blitz is just gonna open the door like here we go. And just like opens the door and lets them run in.
Well, I'm gonna immediately die, so I have to turn back and be like, all right, priest man, heal me up. That's my only choice because I can't go, otherwise I'll immediately die. As good as that would be, guys.
Were you asking?
No, I'm telling. After everything you've done to me, I'm telling.
And now Blitz is a little nervous because he just ripped open the door, expecting them to run in.
And the goblins are enthralled by this robed goblin dancing on top, but the robed goblin looks out and sees you and is like, ha! And that's where I'll stop for the night.
Oh no!
Frank with 1 HP, ready to charge in.
Brother Cornelius with the decision of a lifetime before him.
Well, if not, my pig's going to finish you off, so make a choice.
I do feel like that Fancy Boy is starting to feel like Frank has the makings of a hero. He just doesn't have his heart in the right place.
You're saying he'll eventually get there?
Yeah. Fancy Boy is like going to try and be like, no, heroes don't.
I mean, he saved the day.
Yeah,
he did.
sure.
He killed that cube.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I did like 30 damage to the thing. Let's be honest.
Right, of course, while you were unconscious. Oh man.
You're high in calories.
So now you guys got to experience your first gelatinous cube.
Yeah, and you did your first death save and rolled a 20, which I'm really upset about.
Right.
Pretty awesome.
I could have used some of those 20s in all of my other games. I never roll 20s on death saves. Good times.
Well, if I had rolled a good saving throw, I wouldn't have had to use it. So
that's fair. That's fair.
I got a 2.
We're all rolling pretty good tonight. There was only one 1, right? Landon, you threw a 1 at some point.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Holly, you rolled a 1 too, didn't you?
Oh no, Stone.
I did roll a 1.
Yeah, Stone rolled a 2, which got the arrow in Frank's foot. So
yeah, I rolled a 1 when I was trying to mom arm. I rolled a 1 on my mom arm.
I had a good day of rolling.
Yeah,
you did.
It's all high.
It's good. It's good.
So
I'm excited. I'm curious what these goblins are up to.
Yeah,
Me too.
Were they drunk?
No.
Oh.
Man,
they can be drunk.
They could be.
Goblins and chests is all I care about. So
yeah,
that's what I say every day. I'm like, goblins and chests.
I like the idea that Blitz is just like covered in gems and jewels and stuff.
I was like, how much of that shit do you have? Like,
and Frank's like his attack dog that he just goes, yeah, you go there first. You just send him down there.
I mean, that's correct.
Send him down the stairs.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, Frank's been the throw-in every single time at this point.
It's called bait.
And he wanted 1 ring. All he wanted was that 1 ring, and no one would give it.
Well, he has the ring now.
Fancy Boy still has it.
Yeah.
He just wanted 1 thing. He
it's
saved
magic.
The hero of the story didn't get the 1 thing he wanted.
Well, you still have your dreams of being a giant in front of you.
Yeah, that's the only thing he's fighting for at this point.
All right. Well, I gotta go have birthday dinner with my mom right now.
Well, enjoy your birthday dinner.
We'll see you guys in 2 weeks, everyone,
yes.
and we'll play our next round.
Yay!
All right, guys.
Thanks for watching,
Great game,
everybody.
guys. Goodbye.